Alright, y'all, today is going to be a little different of a video because I'm not really going to go over Tsukasa too much today. We'll go ahead and take a look at him though, just briefly, and the arc real quick. Before I get into anything though, I'm going to say right now, don't pull on this banner. If you're a whale, I guess go for it, but even then, I urge people not to pull on this banner to hopefully let Aidis know that this isn't cool. Now, I'm not as angry and frustrated as like the subreddit is whatsoever. You guys are like on a whole other level, but overall this is it is unfortunate to see. But looking at the arc, the Spring of Sulfuric Acid will start with the passive. HP continually drops when physically attacking lower elemental resistance and inflict damage if resistance is at least 1. When attacked, recover SCT and 10% HP. Strengthen the Sulfurina skill on Senku with a low chance for instant death effect. This is a very interesting arc right here. Basically, it's going to give you a lot of HP regen for taking hits. It's going to do some nice damage on its passive, but most importantly, for any physical DPS that is locked into a single element like Kohaku, Vaughn, Salios, anything like that, and you don't have Trishula off of the Caldina arc, this is going to be another method of reducing resistance and kind of getting over that gap of any enemies or bosses in the future that are going to resist any type of one element attacker. The abilities this is going to give is going to be pretty much mostly Senku's abilities, so Super Bad Chemical Drain, Super Bad Chemical Fatigue, the Cure-All of Science. It is going to have an exclusive spell, Hydrogen Sulfide, Ice Attack, and a wide area chance to grant illness, so perfect if you have Senku. Gas Mask at the start of battle, activate a barrier that nullifies basic status elements once. And then Sulfurina at the end, more likely to be targeted by enemies, continuously deal dark damage to enemies that are near. So that's kind of cool. We don't have any kind of abilities yet that are like an aura, for tanks at least, so it's going to, you know, draw aggro to whoever this is equipped to, and it's going to passively deal some damage. Obviously good for the new guy, Tsukasa, and Zuglis, as well as any tank in general, but more so for them. I don't know if the dark damage at all would scale off of any kind of dark boost that they have, like a dark attack raise or anything like that. And the Ether Reward, Silvertip Spear, one of the probably best in slot. I don't know about his paid weapon. Maybe his paid weapon is best in slot instead. Probably, actually. I remember looking at it, but he does have a paid weapon as well. But Silvertip Spear, 185 strength, neutral attribute, 67 defense, 43 mind, poison, illness, and stun resistance +1. The stun resistance real nice on the weapon, as well as some good base stats. And then Tsukasa himself, he's got some solid attack boosts, a defense up max, crit up 3, both of the aim vitals, critical impact, and critical physical attacks happen, chance for additional damage, crushing statues. This is basically just like a stone killer / slayer 2 put into 1. I don't know if those would stack with a stone slayer or not, but there's that. Like a king, nullify strength reduction from enemies, continuous brave effect, insane. He doesn't actually need any braves on himself, he already comes with it. He gets Awaken, really good, so almost like a free revive if you ever have this in a unit's kit. Ardor, explosion resistance, fire and light damage from enemies -20%. Dark attack raise 2, of course, you know, you gotta get that power creep damage in. Although he's not like the most insane damage dealer when you compare him to Kohaku, but there's that. Threatening aura, the more distance, the less range physical attack damage you take, so got some good resistances here as we can see. Spear high boost, breaker, bless speed. Yoga's cover, increase break and damage of physical attacks against enemies, and break +20%. The only part of this I don't get is it says increases break, so that would imply increasing break damage, but only to enemies that are in break. Maybe this is split entirely and it just increases his break damage in general. And then intimidation at the start of battle, small chance of making an enemy faint. I believe that's stun, right? That's pretty good there. His resistance is honestly not that great because he's weak to the two kind of ones that you would want to not be weak to on you know, any kind of melee unit whatsoever. The skills, I don't know if these are on Altama or not. Honestly, this is going to be a low edited video just to further show my frustration. But Spear Strike, frontal medium range combo attack that pushes enemies. This is not a warp, as some people kind of speculated. It's just a legit lunge. S2 Spear Rush, medium dark range combo attack. It's got a big nice area on this one, so nice range on that. And Riot is Spear, frontal Spear Shot with a long range dark combo attack that deals damage in a wide area. This one is really, really good. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any nice SCT boosts like Kohaku does. This one can attack from a range. It's got a nice big AoE on it, and it has insane break, so really good break. So similar to like the only thing I can really think off the top of my head that has really good break on like a single ability would be like Gorm's S3 or Kohaku's as well. And then his S4 Unrivaled Whirlwind, powerful dark combo attack against a single target. So good single target damage. If it's not already clear and apparent, he's mostly wanting to be a tank, but he also has some good damage, so he's pretty much Zuglis. His passives here, this is where he kind of power creeps Douglas out a little bit. Strongest primate, magic damage from enemies minus 25%. When attacked with a skill, nullify the special effects from the skill, excluding science magic. In one blow during physical attacks, physical attack criticals, a chance to reduce enemy defense by 100%. I don't know if this is an actual debuff or it's like a piercing passive, you know, where it like ignores defense. And a low chance to immediately kill enemies close to death, excluding bosses and arena. Big one, strongest primate. Magic damage from enemies minus 25% and nullifying special effects from skills. Really good. So that means if a skill naturally had some kind of a killer, what type of unit is he? Soldier? Had like a soldier kill on it? Doesn't even matter anymore. Of course, that is going to be separate from an actual passive, but really, really good, especially with the magic damage mitigation there. And now to get into the controversy, the event has 6 days left, and there is 2 new banners for Tsukasa here. We have the standard one, the standard pickup, and then the paid banner, just like the other units themselves. But not only are these now going to be separate from the pool, both the Arc and Tsukasa, you can only get these out of these pool. They give you Dr. Stone 2 medals, as well as this is the paid one, right? Yeah, and there we go, Dr. Stone 2 credentials. So this means that Tsukasa, this art, can both only be pulled from this banner if you had pity currency or anything from these other banners, the Dr. Stone medals. That is not going to apply to the Tsukasa stuff here. And before I get into that, if you check out the Dr. Stone ticket gacha, he and the Arc was not added. You will still see only Senku and Kohaku in here, and then the Light of Science, but not the sulfuric Arc there. And looking at the shops, you can see right here, the Credential 2, Metal 2, and then the standard ones right over here. Entirely separate, and since he was added, and he is a solo unit, as they do this, his paid weapon is 50 of the credentials, not just 25 like everybody else, because he's on his own banner type deal. I don't know, this is bad all around. 135 strength, neutral attributes, so not the greatest stats, but Tsukasa only during skills, power plus 20%, and nullifies the opponent's evasive effects. So that's insanely good for Tsukasa right there. And we did get, not this one, we got a new event here, so we're actually able to use our blue diamonds again. We got the Tsukasa Shishio's Challenge, which I just wanted to enter the event. It has point rewards, it's got a guaranteed arc. No, I don't think there's any Dr. Stone tickets in here. Ethereum, it's got this piece of armor here, and then they also has a trade shop where you can get a weapon and some tickets and some other goodies. The trade shop's really good. That's about it. This is a bad look, period. If it's hard to understand, basically we had everything kind of laid out for us as far as the event was going to go. We had the 2 units. The event was going on for I think like 3 weeks, and there's no real strong indication that we were going to get a 3rd unit whatsoever throughout the entire thing. So everybody would think that, okay, this is the event, this is what we have to expect. I'm going to burn all my currency, I'm going to, you know, if I'm a whale, I'm going to pity, and then I'm going to pity out whatever I didn't get. So I didn't get the Arc, I didn't get Kohaku, whatever it might have been. And then they drop in the last week that, hey, we're getting Tsukasa, and there was no indication that he was going to be here. Not only are we giving you Tsukasa 2 weeks into the event without actually letting you know that this is going to be a thing, we're also separating the kind of medals that he gets to pity. We're going to separate the credentials for anybody who wants to pay for any, you know, paid gear or anything like that. He's not going to be added into the event tickets. And if you were a fan of the anime and, you know, you really like Tsukasa and you are someone who's just excited that we got what we got, you burned all your currency there without knowing that Tsukasa was even coming. They're giving us 6k gems for a login reward, but still, I mean, people probably already burned through most of their gems, and the fact that this is all separated makes almost no sense to me. It's kind of spitting in the face of whales that are supporting the game, and then, you know, it's disheartening a lot of the free-to-plays who are playing the game, supporting the game as much as they can, you know, by being a part of their dedicated fan base to the game at least. Yeah, overall, it's just a bad look in my opinion. The event's good. The banners, I 100% recommend everybody skip on, whale or not. You don't need these. You don't need Tsukasa. You don't need the Arc. I'm going to be personally sad that I'm not going to be able to get that last spell on my Senku. But regardless, you gotta hit them where it hurts for things that you don't want to go forward into the future. And that means with your wallets. You can downvote the game all you want on the Play Store or whatever, you know, the App Store. It doesn't do shit. If their money's still coming in, it doesn't do shit. Just to inform people that think that review bombing a game actually helps. The only time it really helps is during a collaboration where they're trying to bring in new players, but that period's mostly passed by now. Anyway, that's all. Sorry, no real structure to any of this going on, but bad look, bad banner, bad Aidis, bad. I'll catch you in the next one.